Disney Cruise Line is known for its luxury cruise line pricing, but did you know that there are many ways to make it an affordable vacation option for your family? In this video, I am breaking down 5 ways that you can save money on a Disney Cruise Line vacation. Hello there, and to all who come to this happy place, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Abby, and I upload Disney planning content here on my channel. I also own Friend Like Me Travel Co., a travel agency that specializes in magical vacations. I will leave more information on all of that in the description down below if you're interested in checking it out. Okay, so you want to take your family on a Disney cruise, but you are intimidated by the Disney Cruise Line price tag. I totally get it. Luckily, as someone who has completed at least 13 Disney cruises in the last 2.5 years, I've learned a lot of tricks to saving money and maximizing my vacation budget when it comes to cruising. And I know, I'm the worst, but the last one in this video is my favorite. So my first piece of advice is to book as early as possible. I know I talk about booking early a lot, especially when it comes to Walt Disney World, but with Disney Cruise Line, it's actually even more important. Disney Cruise Line opens their booking for sailings a few times a year, and each time that they do, they open a few more months of sailings at a time. So, for example, right now we're able to book through May of 2025, but with the next release, we should be able to book at least the rest of the summer and into the early fall. Booking your cruise is always the cheapest if you do it right at the itinerary releases. When your booking opens, it opens in phases. So the higher your Castaway Club status, which is the Disney Cruise Line loyalty program, the earlier you actually get to book your sailing. As an example, let's look at the Friend Like Me Travel Co. trip on the Disney Treasure in April 2025. I am a Platinum Disney Cruise Line member because I have gone on more than 10 cruises with Disney. So I was able to book several days before the general public and before some of the other Castaway tiers. I am paying several $100s less than what my friends are paying because I was able to book so early. As the weeks have gone on since booking, the same staterooms that all of us booked are selling for $1,500 to $2,000 more today than back when we booked. We don't even sail until April 2025, which is a year and a half away. The price will continue to rise as the ship fills up too. So if you've ever personally fallen victim to Disney Cruise Line's dynamic pricing and wish you would have booked that cruise when you saw it the first time, hit the thumbs up button because we have all been there. The next tip that I have for you is to travel at off-peak times. Of course, it's most convenient to travel over school breaks and when your kids aren't going to miss school, but the pricing reflects that convenience. You can save thousands of dollars by traveling during the less popular cruising months. When you submit a quote request to work with our team, mentioning that your dates are flexible to get the best pricing gives us a lot more wiggle room to work some magic, which is one of our favorite things to do. You can even look at your kids' school calendar and see if you have any weird pockets of time and dates where the schools are closed for professional development or, days like that. Sometimes those line up with the cheaper cruising seasons and can be a great way to compromise between not missing so much school and also saving as much money as possible. My next tip is that it's 100% okay to skip out on the extras of a Disney cruise. It's easy to get overwhelmed when you look at the cost of all the port excursions and onboard activities that come at an additional cost, but half the time, honestly, we book nothing extra and just enjoy what comes with our cruise fare that we're already paying. I can do a whole video on everything that's included in your Disney cruise fare, but just know that it's more than enough to fill your days with fun and not feel like you are missing out on anything. Let me know in the comments if you've ever tried a no extras Disney cruise and what your favorite activity was. Ours will always be trivia. Tip number 4 is to look at ways that you can save money on your stateroom. There are 2 big ways that you can save money at that point in the process. As the ships fill up, Disney Cruise Line adds something called staterooms that are guaranteed staterooms and staterooms that are guaranteed staterooms with restrictions. These are 2 different things, very different things. They're similar, but these 2 categories are great ways to save money, but they definitely come with a trade-off. With both of these options, you are booking a category, not a room. This means that you have no say in where you are on the ship. This includes the deck, whether you're aft, midship, or forward, or if you are placed near your friends and family who are on the same sailing. So, when you book guaranteed staterooms, you also may not get your room assignment until the day you board. Usually it does happen sooner than that, but it's definitely a risk that you are taking. I personally am sailing in about a month, and we have 3 guaranteed staterooms. None of us have our room assignments yet. We will get them, we just haven't yet. The upside to guaranteed staterooms is that you may get put in a higher category if the category that you booked fills up. This is not something that you should bank on. It's not a guarantee, but it is something that does occasionally happen. Remember, though, that with stateroom categories, your personal preferences may mean that some upgrades feel like a downgrade to you. Stateroom categories are a whole other conversation, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see more info on those. I can do a whole video. I know it can be super confusing knowing how to decode the letters and the numbers and what it all means and what's better. But the main difference between the guaranteed and the guaranteed with restrictions is that when you book with restrictions, there are no changes allowed. None. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100, $200. You can't even change the names of the people that are booked in the stateroom. This is something that I really only recommend if you are truly booking a last minute cruise and all of the details are final. I think guaranteed staterooms are great. Guaranteed with restrictions can be really risky. Again, I can do a whole video on the differences between full fare staterooms, guaranteed staterooms with restrictions, and which one you should choose depending on your situation. But let me know if that would be helpful. Tip number 5 is my last tip and obviously my favorite. One of the biggest hurdles for families with Disney Cruise Line vacation is actually the deposit amount. With Walt Disney World and Disneyland, it's only a $200 refundable deposit to book, no matter how expensive your vacation is. But with a Disney Cruise Line vacation, it's 20% of your total cruise fare, which is roughly $1,000 if you're spending $5,000. I say roughly because your cruise price includes more than just your cruise fare, so it can change the percentage a little bit. Roughly once a year, including now, Disney puts out a promotion where your deposit can just be 10% of that total cruise fare, which cuts the chunk you need up front in half. Your cruise price doesn't change, but it helps make booking early more feasible. The best part is that this can be stacked with other discounts and ways of saving money. So for example, you could actually book a discounted sailing with a guaranteed stateroom and this 10% deposit, and it brings the price of your whole cruise way down and the required deposit way down, and so much more attainable for families. Once you're booked with Friend Like Me Travel Co., we can actually take the remainder of your balance and chop it up into bite-sized pieces into the payment schedule that works for you. We have families that pay weekly, we have families that pay monthly, or every time they get paid, or make random payments, or that just pay at the end. Whatever works for you works for us. We just want to make sure that your vacation doesn't become a point of stress and you get to enjoy the planning process. As long as the final payment's made before the deadline, that's all that matters. Disney Cruise Line is very strict with the payment deadline. If the clock strikes midnight and you did not make that final payment, your cruise is automatically canceled and you lose your deposit. So that's very important to know. Before I go, one last tip. You should never buy your travel where you buy your toilet paper. Costco, I am looking at you. I have had to put out a lot of figurative fires over the years because of Costco's travel department. People often book with them because Costco will give you a Costco gift card when you book with them. But you should know that the terms and conditions when you book with Costco are not the same as when you book with Disney directly or with a travel agent that works with Disney like myself. They have extraordinarily strict and horrendous, honestly, cancellation policies, and you lose a lot of money when you cancel. So their staff also operates on an order taker level instead of a dream maker level as our team does, meaning that they don't know how to truly help you take things that you want from your vacation and turn them into a reality. They just kind of book whatever. They don't get to know your family or you by name. They don't look at your family's interests and needs and match you to the right ship or the right itinerary. It's just not a very personalized service and completely defeats the purpose, honestly. Working with a travel agent can mean the difference between loving your Disney cruise and wishing that you had spent the money in some other way, because there's a lot to know, and if you don't go into it knowing what you need to know, you're going to miss out on a lot of different things. But that's it. That's all I've got for my 5 tips on saving money on a Disney cruise. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't already, hit the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future Disney Cruise Line content here on my channel. I am hoping to vlog on my cruise next month, so let me know what you want to see. We are going on the Disney Magic. It's going to be super fun. and let me know what you want to see. But I hope you all have a great day, a great week, a great Christmas if you celebrate. That is a couple days away from when I'm recording this. So have a great one. Bye.